Hello, my name is Jason Parsons. I was a GIS intern for JEA for the summer. For those of you that don't know what GIS is, it stands for Geographic Information Systems, and in layman's terms, it's best described as Google Maps on steroids, where you can use all kinds of points, lines, polygon features to do all kinds of things with the GIS database. So I'm going to run through a couple of things that I did while I was interning, and I hope you learned something from it. So this is the basic overview. This is the map portion that I'll explain a little bit better in a minute. These are your data tables. So what you see here, these blue lines are water lines for the JEA system. The green lines are sewer lines, and these red circles represent different line segments for each water line. And one of the problems that JEA had was there were so many line segments in the system that there is millions and millions of line segments, and they're trying to narrow that down a little bit. So when we have lines like this that just have little 45-degree angles, like a 45 here, a 45 here, we were trying to run a system so that it creates this into one line segment, so that it's easier to track issues and problems, and you can fix them faster that way. So what I'm showing right here is I have all of this selected. You see that it's 5 different line segments. This is all of the attribute information for the particular one in this table that's selected. So once you combine them, as you merge them together like this, you click OK. Then now you have the same thing selected here, one line segment. So much easier, makes the database flow, makes everything much quicker. So another example of things that I was doing is called red lines. It's when a locator goes in the field and he has the GIS web portal in his vehicle, and he happens to notice that something out in the field is not accurately represented in the GIS system. So then he would either email me or submit a red line through what we call GoSync, which would then go to me with his correction, which in this case, he's showing that this is a water line, and he's showing that there's a fire hydrant that he saw in the field at this location that was not in the GIS system. So he sends me this screenshot, and then I'll show you what it looks like when I put the fire hydrant into GIS. Now it looks like this. So you've got your fire line main, you've got your 90-degree bend to a valve, and then that's the symbology that we use for a fire hydrant. So that's just one example of lots of things they would go out in the field and see. If they see electric lines that aren't represented properly, take a screenshot of that, send it to me, and I update that in the GIS system. If they see that a sewer main's on the north side of the road when it's supposed to be on the south side of the road, and they are having trouble locating it, once they finally do locate it, they see that it's a problem with the as-built, which does not happen often, but they send me a screenshot, they tell me where they've seen it, it's been field verified. That way I can still link it to an as-built, but if I have somebody that's in the field that said they saw it, where they saw it, then I go off of that more so than an as-built or a record drawing from an engineer. And so that's just a little bit of what I did over this summer. Thanks.